morning and welcome to another edition of Royal Majesty Talk. I'm your host, Funsho Timothy. In any marriages, whether you live here in the diaspora or back home, the issue of finances always raises the ugly head. I mean, we know that men are natural leaders of the house and also natural financial leader of the house. But we found out later that women are really taking the role of financial leaders in most homes, especially in the diaspora. And as we know that, he who has a post controls the leadership of the house. So why is this happening? And what are the effects of it on our men in the diaspora? So with me this morning, I have two wonderful guests that always be part of this program from state of Maryland and a practical and licensed what is that nurse practitioner, if I'm right. Am I right, Mr. Olori? Yeah, a nurse practitioner from the state of Maryland. Olori Abido, you welcome to the program.
Thank you.
And of course, I have Mr. Manu Ade from the state of New York. Mr. Ade, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
All right. As usual, Olori Ade, you get the first question. All right. You had my monologue, and why we having? Why is it that we? What brings the financial discrepancy in homes among the marriages here in the diaspora? What do you think is happening? What's causing that problem?
Uh, 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 as far as finance is concerned in every household and in every family, is really a big issue, and it goes a long way. From my own perspective, in a household, both here in the diaspora and back home, men are supposed to be the head of the house, the way God put it in the Bible. God made women as a helpmate. And it comes to financial situations, as far as this country is concerned, because everything I do, I say, I always use myself to give an example. Women work hard in this country, men at the same time work hard in this country. But it depends on the husband and wife on how they want to deal with their finances. Some homes, fine. The women, mostly of today, women make more, most women, I would say, make more money than their husband. But at the same time, your husband it still brings in something into the house. So I believe when your husband bring in and you bring in, no matter that you make much, you can be able to balance the budget in the house. But when the problems is there is when the man is not bringing anything and the woman shoulders everything. Let me tell you, I'm a human being. Your body starts hurting. It hurts when you have somebody that will be of help to you and that person is not helping. I mean, that's not fair. That's where problems start. Not because most women make more money in this country than their spouses, even in at home too. Women they make money, but the man being the head of the house supposed to stand up and act as a man. You don't leave everything for the woman because the woman is making more money than you. And if you leave everything for her to do, definitely the respect the woman has for you will start going away because it's like she is the one holding the burden of the whole house by herself, and it hurts.
Yeah.
So let me just leave it like this until we still have a lot to talk about that.
Oh, most definitely, Lori, most definitely. We're surely going to talk more about some of the points you raised. We're going to talk about it. Mr. Ade, Mr. Miniru, is the mic on?
I hope so.
Yes, I can hear you now. Great, great.
Okay.
Mr. Ade, this is you for you, sir. Now, you just had Olori talked about if the man is not bringing in nothing or not next to nothing to homes. But the issue is not the man bringing nothing to home. The issue is, um, can there be a little bit more respect even if the man brings something that's close to the wife, because most of the time you find that the woman always feel like because they make more money, they feel like the woman has to like buckle up a little bit more. What do you think about that?
Olori, it's like what you said, and it's not like what you said. Sometimes the woman make more money than the husband, but still the man do his part. But when they get to sometimes, the woman started disrespecting the man because the man doesn't make much money. Look down on the man, you know, because you know that he make more money than the husband. The man do his part, but still, because the wife know that, oh, I make more money than him, then he started disrespecting the man, talk anyhow to the man, maybe as in Africa, as an Africans, the woman take care of food, prepare the food for the family. It will get to a time he will not cook at the right time for the husband. You see, it's responsibility as a wife. He will not do it again because he know that he have the money. He start making the money. Meanwhile, the time she haven't get that job, she was not doing that. So when she get the job, example at the nurses in this country. Example, that's what they do, and it's only Africans. It's only Africans. It's not all the women. It's only Africans. It's only black women. Even the black women, it's not the African Americans are not part of it. The Jamaicans are not. It's we Africans, original Africans.
I don't think so. You don't classify everybody as the same. We have individual differences. No, do not classify everybody as the same. I don't like it. Individual differences. I am a woman, and I am a bona fide African Nigerian Igbo woman that married the Yoruba man for 28 years now. I know who I am. I don't like people classifying all women together.
Trust me. I trust you.
You might say 85%, 95% of women, but don't say all. Because when you say all, it means the 100% of African women, especially we that came to the diaspora.
All right. Olori, Mr. Ade, hold on tight for that. Okay, I know Olori has a passionate touch on that. So we're gonna come back to that, Olori, and I know you're gonna address that more personally. Okay, so Mr. Muniru, okay,
yes, can you hear me?
Welcome back, sir. Thank you very much for welcome to the show. All right, you've had Olori and Mr. Ade talk about these classification of women doing this and that, but I want to start from the issue of how this happens. Okay, you're a man. As a man, you want to marry. I would call marrying off. Do you think that because a man chose to marry somebody who is in the right field and makes more money, do you think that's a wrong approach to why now she's making more money than her husband, or what do you think about that?
Okay, thank you. I'm so sorry that I was kind of late with my mic. So I don't think that will be a problem if there is a best communication among the husband and the woman. So I mean, it doesn't matter if the woman makes more money than the man, as long as they understand each other. Because if it's just man want to bet the man, it doesn't matter what, and want to like impose some kind of a behavior in the house, and he doesn't contribute a lot, it's not gonna work. Because we have to keep in mind that anytime the poverty comes by the door, the law will
fly by the window. So, so my belief is that even though if the woman makes more money, it's okay. She will make more money than the man. But they take it and then consider like she brings something from the family. Don't get to the bad way. So just take it like that and then understand each other for the well for the family. So I don't think that will be a big issue if there is more better communication among themselves.
Right. Thank you, sir. Although now this is your tone now to really talk more about what Miss Adi talked about. The issue of submission, being a woman being submissive to her husband. Because when the issue of money comes or when issue of finances comes around, that do you still buy the notion that Miss Adi mentioned something about the woman does that, especially African women, and you didn't like that fact. So Olori, what is your take on that?
Okay, my take on that is I don't mean to be aggressive, but when they classify all women as the same, it really gets on my nerve. I'm not gonna say you can say
That's okay.
95%. Okay, in like what Mr. Monori said, do you know that some men in this country or in the diaspora go home to marry a woman, maybe a professional, to bring them to this country, just making money for them? I have a lot of examples. Some men, they go back to Nigeria, they marry nurses, they bring them here. The woman goes and does some certification course and reviews and do their board and pass. They start working.
Mhm.
And when they come, the man is going to give them an automatic. I brought you to this country. I file paper for you. So when you start working, we're going to have a joint account. And when the check goes into the joint account, if that woman eventually goes to get money and buy something for herself, the man will question him. Why didn't you let me know before you take that money to buy something for yourself? You're not the one that made the money. The woman made the money. So that is enslavement. So with this kind of thing, when the woman goes out there and her eyes is open more than when she came here, don't you think there's going to be a problem? Definitely there is. Because you brought that woman, you marry her to come here to enslave her because of her profession. When I came to this country, I didn't just went to nursing school. I worked in a bank for 3 years. When I called my husband, I said, I want to go into nursing. He didn't really like it. I said, please, if you will let me. It tried to become a big issue between me and him. And one thing I love my husband for, God forgive me, and I don't mean to offend any woman. The first day I stepped my leg into this country and I get a job, they gave me a check. I gave it to my husband. My husband said, I don't want to look at it. I don't want to know how you are earning. You know what he did? He took me to the bank. Use your first check, paycheck, open your account. But what is in the house? I look at it. When I was working in a bank, I wasn't making much. But we try to balance our income. We are doing it 50-50. But when I went to nursing school and my income changed, and I know I make more money more than him, there are some things in the house I look at. I say, baby, I think if we do this thing this way and this way, I think it's going to work. A man is still a man. They still feel slighted. You understand me? That ego in an African man, let me tell you, there's nothing you're going to do to take it away. Sometimes my husband will tell me, I don't give a damn, even if you make 1 million. Okay. I'm still your husband. I'm still the head of this house. I cannot disobey him. Not sometimes we are human beings. We get upset. But there are still some ways you will still get around it. So, as I'm still saying, some men bring most women here because of their profession. I don't like that. I don't like that. Mr. Maniru was on point on what he said. Once you marry a woman because of the profession you are bringing her to this country, let me tell you, at a time, there's going to be a problem. I
Yes.
swear with my life
Okay.
on that.
All right.
That when you give that woman a chance, make her understand that the love is there, that the house is supposed to be, the two of you have come together to become one. Don't make the finances be an issue. But most of us women, we don't understand it because we have gone out there and see life, and you have friends and they talk. Some women will talk to you, they will do this, I'm doing this, my house, my house. But when you get to their house, when their husband say jump, they'll ask her, baby, how high? But when they come out, they deceive people, other fickle-minded women, because that's what I look at it. Those people that are shallow-minded. You go, you build your own house, you come out, you want to scatter another person by putting stupid ideas into people's head. That doesn't work. So the issue of finance, as far as the diaspora is concerned, if you are a woman like me in any shape or form, no matter how much money you make, your husband is still your husband.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
husband
I
is
mean,
still your husband. You
no,
still
no
have
doubt.
to. You still have to, in any way. At least when the man talks, even if you want to talk, there are some certain limits that you need to you talk, then you stop. Because that man will feel slighted because why? You are making more money than me. So I cannot be able to talk to you. Before I say one, you say two. No, that's
All
not
right.
good.
Yeah. Thank you, Lori. Thank you very much. I think Wes said point on that. Mr. Ade, on the issue that Lori mentioned about men going home to bring a wife who has a profession that they can come to the diaspora and start making money. There was a case of one guy in Texas that shot and killed his wife and himself, you know. And what he said that I really that stood out for me was that he told his dead wife that he wanted her to have his a check every time the woman came up with the check. So and when the woman refuses to now give him the check, it became an issue. Mr. Ade, do you think that because some men are so controlling over their wife, is this why some women now who makes more money than our spouses now become more disrespectful or not submissive to their spouses?
So for me, I'm a Yoruba man. I'm a Yoruba man. But any man who do that, any man who do that is a disgrace to men. It's a disgrace to men. How even when you make $1, you don't have to say your wife that, oh, when your wife gets his paycheck, he need to get your permission before he spend it. No. No. It's never it's a disgrace. That kind of man. A man, you have to be on your own. Forget, even if your wife make money than you, the little that you make, use it to take care of your family. The little that you make, let your woman know that. Let your woman know that you are a responsible man. Forget about what your wife make. Forget about what your wife make. You know, you do your own. You know, that's when you do your own. When you do your own very well, your wife will respect you. That this is a man. No, even no matter how he make money than you, he will still respect you. But if you are always your eye is on your wife's income, no, a woman will not respect you in that way.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Mr.
yeah.
Muniru, yeah,
Yes.
you in most homes where I mean, with all due respect, women control not the finance, but just the financial part of it, the expenses that they do spend in the house, and the buying, the bills. Most of the time, that's the woman's job. But then you see some women that now have total control of the finances, now use that against their spouses. So they don't because they now have either maybe they have a joint account with the spouses or they made more money. they now feel now empowered that they don't hold their spouses any explanation for whatever they do with for the money part in the house. What do you think about that?
So me, I think the best approach is to let the woman like be on her own, create like you say her own account, and you can live it, just create your own account, deal with your money. You also you have your own account, and then try to understand each other because if you want to be be everywhere, it doesn't gonna work. So for me, for example, I met a woman, and for 10 years she's not working. She was not working. We got two kids. She's not working, but as God helps, she comes to that working, and then I didn't stop what I was doing so far. But she said, "Okay, now I'm working, so let me help you. Let me help you on this and this and that." I said, "Okay, that's fine. If you're gonna help me, take what you're gonna help for the family. Help if you want to take this, that's okay." But I didn't try to say, "Oh, because you're not working, give me your paycheck." No, 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 no. Leave her decide how she's gonna help for the family. But don't just go and then say, "Oh, because you're not working, I didn't see your paycheck. Let's go make put account have a common account." I don't think that's the best approach because women they are still women and the men are still men. You have to be the men of the house, take on your own all the expenses you can, and then if she can help you, she's gonna help you. But don't just say because she's making more money than you, she has to take over everything in the house, and then you guys lay down like you're looking for her to do everything. No. So for me, the best way is to have a common understanding of what the family, and then decide to what this is gonna do. What can you help? How can you help? Can you take the rent? Can you take the bill? This kind of bill, and then if you say okay, I'm gonna get the food side or electric bill or gas bill, so you can create your family together. But if you want to see everywhere what she's doing, which puts her money, is not going to work. It's not
Yes.
going to work.
Yeah.
Leave her, decide on her own, and then once she's gonna help you, she's gonna help you. Otherwise,
Yes.
the marriage not gonna last a long time.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Munir. Olori Abidoyin, I totally agree with you on the point that some women, even when they make more than their spouses, still respect their spouses. They still submit to their spouses, and they still very humble with it. But I've seen most cases where some women, they still make more, but they want their spouses to carry more of the load of the house. How do you figure that out?
Uh, like I said before, when you make more money than your husband, I believe, like I said, it is going to be an understanding between the husband and the wife.
See,
Let me, men's ego, some men, their ego is too much. I'm telling you the truth, especially most African men, 97% of them, their ego is up here. And it's not fair. Sometimes, when they see that the wife is making more money, you see them, even if they are working 40 hours a week, they will retrace back. After all, my wife is making more money. I have seen somebody that works, but when the wife stop make more money than him, he go out there. If he goes to his self-employed business, like he's going to drive his cab, if he leaves the house by 5 a.m. before, he now goes out by 9 a.m.
Hmm.
What does that tell you?
Hmm.
What does it tell? It tells a lot. At least 85% of our men, Here, I know, let me say in Maryland, most of them drive care. They do Uber, some do Lyft. And most of us women were nurses. We go out there, we take a lot of heat. And when you come back, you need at least some loving, tender care from your man. Fine, you make more money, but there are certain things most men don't understand. Very little thing matters a lot in a woman's life, and most of our men, they lack it. One most of the thing they do is they are never appreciative. I'm telling you, 97% of them are not appreciative. Even after all, I'm your husband. I brought you to this country. What do you mean? That's saying that's showing a little appreciation. It goes a long way. When you show a woman a little appreciation, I'm telling you, she's going to go above and beyond just to make you happy. But like I said, it's not forthcoming in some places. And when I do things and you don't appreciate me, what makes you think I'm gonna really show you that I love you or anything? Or if I want to talk to you, I won't be rude sometimes. That's some things people don't understand.
Mm.
Money issues, as far as diaspora life, husband and wife is concerned, it is men back home. Let me tell you something. All men back home, most of them they are self-made. They're married. If they tell the wife jump, the woman will say, "Darling, how high do you want me jump?" But here in the diaspora, I look at some of our men, and they become lazy because their wives are professionals and they're making money.
Yeah.
And when that happens, what makes you think that that woman won't talk to you anyhow?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's true, man. That's true, Lori. Yeah, Mr. Ade. Now, the issue of money, making money in a home is a very touchy topic, okay? But I've seen some men. Yes, the wives make a lot of money, but they spend a lot of hours out of their home. So they don't really they neglect in their duties all in the name of I'm making money, I work longer hours. So do you think that the fact that they spend hours, to make this money, make them feel like they are more superior or they're better than the husband who doesn't work them longer hours?
Yeah, sometimes too. If you think that you make more money and you spend much time at work, you know, you spend much time at work than your husband, that one will bring a problem, will bring a problem. And and when the man say it, you start to disrespect the man, you know. You let the man know that you let the man feel useless, you know. All the time you spend much time at your job than your husband. You see, and I don't think doing overtime, especially the nurses, doing overtime at work is good, but you have to limit it. I think a good wife have to limit it and know that she have a husband at home, and children at home to take care of. So that's what I'm going to say about that.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Muniru,
Yeah.
Olori mentioned something about appreciating a woman. Okay, that some of the men lack appreciation and we don't appreciate their work or the way they take care of us and that kind of stuff. But I don't buy that as much because appreciation comes in both ways. You got to appreciate somebody to be appreciated also. If you don't appreciate me, there's no way I'm going to appreciate you. Now, how do you equate that? When Olori says that we men lack some sense of appreciation when our wife goes out there to make more money and we still don't appreciate them when they come back home.
Yeah. You know, me, what I think, it's not a crime. It's not a crime like for women to make more money than the man. It's not a crime. It's even good. But the most important is the mutual respect. They need to respect each other. If if the man think that, oh, because my wife is making more money than me, I can just lay down and then do whatever I want. She can do take care of the house. It's not gonna work. So she makes money. You respect her. She's gonna respect you. But if you don't do that, it's not. It's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. So so men, my sister say, but they tend to be the ego is too high sometimes. Too high, and that creates some situations of issues. Just just take it easy. I'm happy. If my wife will make more money than me, I will be happy because this money does not go anywhere. The money will come to your family. The family, the family. Like for example, if I heard that my wife's build a house, why am I going to build the house again? No, I know she build the house simply was for our family, for the family. So I'm not going to build the house. I'm going to let's go there, then we live there. Even though one day maybe she can say go away, get out of the house. But what kind of situation will come and then she's gonna say get out of the house? Maybe there is some issue that needs to be resolved.
But Mr. Muniru, sorry for blocking you. You know, in some cultures in Africa, your wife you may have a good relationship with your wife. If your wife build a house, you know your family today will say, oh, why your wife has built a house? You are in America. You are the one who take your wife to America. Why your wife has built a house? You haven't built. You know they will be giving you pressure in that way. They will be giving pressure. You know.
Yeah, you know,
So
you know, you know. Look. We, if you take in consideration what your parents will say, it's not gonna be a problem. You marry your wife, you know her, her better than family. So don't care about what they're gonna say. They will say a lot, but
Yeah.
you have to understand your wife. You have to understand you, and then you bring your family together. But if you have to think, hear about what this gonna say, they say you are not a man, you are like a half man. No, no. But
Yeah.
you know what you're doing with your wife, your family,
Yes.
your kids. That's most important. The rest of the family, uncle, this, that's
Don't
BS.
worry.
BS.
Don't worry about those things.
Okay,
Yeah.
let
If
me
if
let me let me add something here.
okay.
When you are doing something, maybe you and your husband, some of we women, we always say I. It's not supposed to be like that. You are still under the umbrella of a man. We are doing this. Even if you are the one building that house, me and my husband, we are building the house. But when you say I, every time, that's a problem.
That's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Lori, you're right on point of that. And also, it's not about whether she says I or we. The question is, where is she building a house at? Okay, where is she building the house? Is she building it at her own village or the husband's village? Because I believe in my own egotistical way that if you're building
Mhm.
a house for the first time in a home, the first place should be your husband's place, not your
Sure.
place.
Hmm.
Okay, so the question is, where is she building the house? Her place or her husband's place? But we're gonna get to that point. Let's move to the next point, Olori. You know, most kids are very observant. They're very observant. Okay,
Very, very.
when they see things all at home that's going on, they won't say anything, but they won't talk, but they know what's going on. In most cases, when you see mothers or wives take control of the finance of the house, they tend to believe that it's the mother that's taking care of, that's filling all the bills in the house, whereas it's not. I have seen cases like that before where the husband and wife had a joint account, but the woman is the one spending the money. And the kids felt in their mind that it was the mom that was making all the money. So what do you say about that?
Just like I said, I don't know which homes and that home, but if a man and a woman has a joint account, maybe the children will need something. maybe when they are going to school, the two of them should be signatory to the account. Most of the time, women do most of the bills right in front of your children. You can say, "Can you go to the account and write check for so 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 and so person?" But when the children are not aware of all these things, they believe, "Oh, my mom is the one giving us
Financing
all
the
this
family.
money." Yes.
Mm.
So that's why sometimes there's issue for people that do joint accounts. The only time, like I'll say, I had a joint account with my husband was when he wanted to file citizenship for me. So they say we have to have a joint account. Like I said, when I came into this country, we don't have. He took me to the bank, open your own account. I don't want to know how much you make. Let your money go in there for you. But after that, our destiny, we have the joint account is still there. We still maintain it, but we don't use it. You know, in a household where they have a joint account, it is the duty of the husband and the wife to let the children know that they are putting their money together and not separately. So that when the woman, because overly in most homes, women are in charge of the finance. We know when this bill is due. My husband doesn't know when the electricity bill is due. I have to ring it and ring it and ring it and ring it. These people are going to cut our fire. The rice is going to cut off this. I'm going to ring it and ring it. They don't know all those dates. It's we women. Sometimes men even forgot their birthday. I'm telling you that it is it is our duty to keep reminding them. So because women take care of most of those things because they know when this is due and when this is due and when this is due and when to write out that check and when to make that online payment. You still let the children. That's why you go to inculcate in your children that the family is not solely run by you, the woman. They have to know. Because when they don't know, they're going to feel that, oh, it is you that is doing everything. And that's a big issue. That's when they start grumbling. Oh, it's my
Yes.
mom that does it. It's my mom that does that. But you need to bring them together into whatever thing you are doing.
Yes.
My kids work. I never tell them one day, this person give me this or give me that. Your money is your money. Keep it to yourself. You are still under my roof and you are still my child. I will really take care of you. But when the children don't know all those things, they're gonna say, "Oh, it's my mom that is making all the money. She's doing this, she's doing that." Once there's a joint account, the children has to be made aware so that they don't think because their mom writes checks out of that account that she is the sole person that is making that money.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Lori. That's a well said point. I've always said that for a home to be in a good, perfect harmony, there must be a good communication within the between the spouse, between the husband and wife. Without that, there will be a disaster in the way to them. Mr. Ade, the issue of parents-in-law always come to the picture. I remember we talked about it some shows ago about the influence of parents-in-law, especially the wife's parents, what the role they play whenever they see that their child is now the breadwinner of the house, and how they treat their so-called son-in-law. So, do you think that that also affects those are the effects of women making more money than the spouses, they feel that they lose respect of their parents, of the mother-in-law, or the parents-in-law.
Especially if a man is lucky and he get a good woman, you know, who make a lot of money, and and play, I would say maybe try to spend his money. The woman try to spend money on the man, and they have the man have a bad mother-in-law. She's going to tell the daughter that, are you a fool? Huh? All this money that you are making, you spend it on your husband, and you abandon her. You know, in fact, they will pressure the woman to the extent of that the woman mind will change. You see, they will let the man, they will let the woman look like a fool. That no, we don't do things in that way. You don't spend all your money on your man. You know, you spend all your money on on your mother or your father or your brother or your brothers. You know, so they will block the woman because I see a lot of I see many husband and wife like that, which the woman make money than the man. You know, and even example, my friend, I have a friend who live in Colorado. You know, he was the one who bring the wife here. You know, so they were building house together. They were building house together. Right now, the mother-in-law of my friend has let the daughter stop building, making property together. You know, the mother want my wife friend to come and to bring his sisters and brothers here in America and bring her in America. Oh, there's a property in our home, so forget about your husband. Come and take care of your family. So right now, the marriage, there has been misunderstanding the marriage. There has been misunderstanding the marriage. You know, so
Yeah.
the mother-in-laws, they are problem. You know, they are problem. Yeah.
Okay, let me
Okay.
come in
Okay.
here.
All right. Go
I
ahead.
need
Go
to
ahead,
come in
Olori.
here. Mhm. If you, as a woman, when you married your husband, you left your father and your mother. You went with that man. The two of you became man. You threw your last name away, and you are now using the man's last name. Why then would you let your family or your parents run your house for you? You are stupid. You are an idiot. I'm sorry to use that language.
Hmm.
Because
Olori, a mother is a mother. Oh. A mother is
let
a
me tell
mother.
you, I
You.
have a mother, I have a father. Before my
Hmm.
mother and my father passed away,
Hmm.
my mother never for one day told me, "Oh, because you're making more money than your husband, come down and buy a land in the east and start building a house." I can't go and buy a land in the east and start building a house. Once I married a Yoruba man, it's not that I don't in Igbo land and in Igbo culture, though things are changing now. A woman has no if you marry and go, even if you are not married, you don't have any ownership to anything in your father's house. It's different from the Yoruba people. In my culture, as an Igbo woman, when I marry, I've married. Everything I do is going to be where my husband's family is. It's not that I'm going to forget my family. What promise I made my parents, my late parents, that when I come to this country, that I'm going to bring them to this country. And when I came, that was the first thing I discussed with my husband. And we worked together. It's not only by my power. We made it work. My parents, when they are alive, I tell you, if we have any argument, my parents are they're going to support my husband because my mom will say, "I know my daughter. She crazy. She can do that." Even if I did it or I did not. But for the fact that they love him and he too, they trust them. My parents can never change my way of me dealing with my husband. Because when that start happening, when you start listening, it's going to create a problem. The same way, if your husband start listening to his parents, there's going to be problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it goes two ways.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you, Olori. Thank you, Olori, very much. You've, I don't think I can really say anything more to that. Mr. Maniru,
Yes.
you know, everything we have as a man, you know, whatever we got it from our parents. And do you think that the lifestyle that our parents lived those days were Our mothers, our mothers then they do make more money than our fathers. I mean, talk about our grandfathers or great grandfathers. They do make money because they are really the workaholic of the house. But then you see them that they're still very submissive to the husband. As a matter of fact, some of them give the money to the husband. Do you think that kind of lifestyle can happen these days with a woman making more money than their husbands?
I think we can still have this kind of lifestyle. It depends on again on the better communication. If you want to take advice of everywhere from everything, you have to figure out what's the best for my family. What's the best for family? As Mr. Ade said, the women trying to like okay to get they have impact of their parents, but it's you and your wife who will sit down and then set up the rules and then set up what are the priority for your family. So if you make it understand what are the priorities of your both you and your family and your kids, I think she will better understand than what okay she's gonna say okay my dad said my mom said this. No, no, no. So for me it is again about communication. You sit down with your husband or your wife. You set up the rules. You set up what are the goals of the family. What are you going to do this? What are you going to do that? How and when? So they're gonna build a better harmony in the house. But if everybody want to say, "Oh, my parents say this," I have my brother who told me that this woman they're gonna do that. No, it's gonna work. It's not gonna work. So yeah, yes, you can listen to them, but you don't have to take everything they're saying under consideration, because you know your wife, you better know your wife, and you know how and why you get there to live together with you and to build a family. So it doesn't matter what the parents gonna say, other side, mother-in-law or father-in-law. Is best thing is to you and your wife to understand each other and then build your own family for the benefit of the kids. That's what I think.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Munir. Olori, I want to go back to the issue of what Mr. Ade raised last time about wives building houses without the knowledge of their spouses, and it happens a lot, because whenever some women, I'm not saying all of them, some women knows that they make more money than their spouses, they tend to now kind of differentiate themselves. They want to separate everything they have from their husband. They build the house in their hometown instead of their husband town. So, do you think that trend is not continuing now? Because I've seen that happen a lot, and I told you this before we started this program about how this woman treated her husband because she made more money.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
No, Lori, that's your point. That's the question.
Okay,
Oh,
my take on that is this: everything in this life depends on the husband and the wife. If the house is not peaceful, if there's bickering and shouting and arguing, the woman, and another thing is when there's no trust in a marriage, the woman will be like, I make more money. I don't trust this man. I don't know what will happen tomorrow. Let me go and build a house in my place. In case anything happens, I'll see what to fall back on. Everything in this life, as far as finance is concerned, is trust. I cannot say because I make more money than my husband, I'll go and buy a land in the east and build a house. Even if I want to buy a land, I'll go to a neutral place and do it and not in my place, because that's gonna be a problem. People aside are looking and talking. Something is wrong with this relationship. That's why this person is doing this and doing that. Everything goes to my family side. It is not good. I have the first property we acquired, because I will not say me, we, was in my husband's place. It was in Lagos. We expanded to other parts of Nigeria. Me and my husband, we don't have any property in my place in the east. No. But like I said, it is what is happening in the house or in the home that will make a woman to conceive it in her mind that, oh, I have to go and do something in my place in case anything happens so that I will know where I stand. I know a husband and a wife. The wife makes money. They don't have children. You see, there's a problem here because there's no issues in the family. Like that's children. The wife is afraid. This man might go and marry somebody tomorrow that will give her issues. And if I'm investing in this man, if anything happens to me tomorrow, the man might chase me away, and she and the wife that had kids with him will take over the whole thing. The lady went and built a very big, she see the mansion she built in their place. But I look at it as what? Insecurity. Because there's no children in the marriage for a long time. So the woman is full of insecurity that this man can do anything drastic at any time. Let me do this in case anything happens. I will know that I did not invest everything in the man. So that's another issue.
Yeah. Thank you,
That's
Lord.
another thing one has to put into consideration before
Yes.
thinking of that.
Yeah.
I have many properties, but we don't have any property in the east, as far as me and my husband are concerned.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Lori. Thank you very much, Lori. Mr. Ade, I mean, we've had cases of infidelity among some of these women. So once they start to make more money, they feel empowered. Okay, they feel like, okay, because I make more money than my husband now, I'm better off than my husband. So I have to start looking for somebody who's of equal in my position, or somebody I can relate to much better. So do you think that that's part of the problem that this finances creates in most homes, the issue of infidelity?
Yeah, it's true. I even some happen over here, which I have a sister that we work at the same place. You see, she's the husband is a pastor. So she said this guy, she was the one who take care of this lady to go to the nursing school, to go to the nursing school. So after she finished her nursing course, she started working. So she started telling the guy that, oh, you need to upgrade yourself. You need to upgrade yourself. You can't continue doing this kind of job. So he said, if you don't upgrade yourself, I will leave. I will find my way. So, and they attend the same church. So this sister tell me that they were settling the issue. So he said they tried asking the lady that now you know that your husband or your fiancé should upgrade himself. The time he was sponsoring you to go to nursing school, you did not say that at that time. Now you have started making money. So you are looking the man that the man doesn't fit you again. You see, we don't do things like that. We don't do things like that.
Yeah,
If
no,
I can
that,
come in a
Yeah.
little bit here,
yeah,
that's
come
where
in.
I say that's where the love is. It's the man that brought you here. Then he now send you to nursing school. After you go to nursing school, you now realize that the man is not up to your standard anymore. Does it make any sense? It don't make no sense. That woman, like I said, I'm going to say it again. I said it the other time. He does not love the man.
No.
He used the man as a portal to come into this country. The man send you to school, to nursing school. After your nursing school, now realize that the man is this, is that, or that job he was. It was that job that he used in sending you to nursing school. So that's another thing. That's no love there. He used that man as a portal to enter into this country. And immediately she got what she want from the man, she started saying, oh, finding fault. When that man was doing that job and using that money to train you in nursing school, don't you know that that job is not up to your standard?
Yeah, that's the sad part of it, Lori. We're about to round up now. Mr. Miniru,
Yeah.
I'm gonna you've had this everything we talked about today. Now, what is your suggestion to a man to buckle up, or to or to a woman to say, you know what, to be submissive to their spouses? What is your take? Do you think either one could do better?
Uh, it is hard to know. Everything comes to what my sister said. It's about the love. If there is a true love, if it's a true love, everything will go correctly. But if we're trying to fake that of I'm doing that, if we put money in front of the love, things are not going to work. It doesn't matter how how smart you are. If the money is there, just so you want to make more money, then it doesn't gonna work. So for me, the best approach is to have a better communication with your wife and see how you're gonna set up your goals and move from there.
Thank you, Minister Mutaniru. Thank you very much, sir. Olori, I'm gonna give you your last word on this. What is your take on this?
My take on it, like I said, all of us wives in the diaspora that make more money than our husband, your husband is still your husband, no matter what. Because some of us listen to what people say out there. Once you start looking out there, there's going to be problem. Just do what you can do, understanding and appreciate each other. No
Yeah.
matter what, it goes a long way in every husband and wife's home. When the understanding is not there and when there's no trust, the issue there's always going to be issue, both in the family life, finance, everywhere. It affects everywhere. So to me and to every other woman out there, please let us all understand that our husband brought us in this country, put us through school. Most of us that didn't have it, some of us that came here, they don't have basic education from home. But when they come here, their husband then put them to school. They go to school, then here you come out because you are making more money. You now feel that your husband is not up to your standard. That's not fair. We need to look back from where we are coming from to where we are now. Then we sit down to have a time of sober reflection to know what we are doing and the example we are showing to our children. Because whatever we do, our children are looking at us. If you have a daughter, whatever you're doing is the same thing your daughter is going to carry to her husband's house. I'm telling
Mhm.
you, no how, no way. And the same thing, the same way, your son is going to try to deal with the wife. So everything a man and a woman is doing, the children are watching. So let us, like I said, have a time to reflect in so many things. I believe when there is love and trust, maybe you don't trust her 100%, but believe that this place we are is not our land. That somehow, Sunday, we will go back home. Is this the way we're going to go back home? What example are we laying for our children? Please, 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 let us retrace our steps. That you make more money more than your husband does not mean your husband should not be your husband. That you will you lose the respect you have for him. You go out there, you address him, talk to your husband, talk down on him. You're talking down on him, you're talking down on yourself. Because people will look at you and say, look at this idiot. What she think he's doing? Some of us don't realize that. Our husband is our crown. And when you mess up that crown, the respect people have for you will go away. That's one thing I want some of us women to understand and sit down and rethink in whatever we are doing. That's my take.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much, Olori. Well said, well put together. I really appreciate that. Lovely, lovely take on yours. Mr. Ade, can you follow up what Olori has said on what we talked about?
Okay, so me, what people, a good person, before money, before we make money, before we become rich, who you are before. You can get somebody, you can get a professor, or a medical doctor who is horrible as a human being, who is horrible as a human being. Your personality, it matter before money. Your personality matter before money. I see, you will see some people that you see a man who before he make money, he was a womanizer. You know what I mean? After he make money, he will still continue with his womanizer. So I think it's better to find a responsible person. Let's forget about the profession of the person. It's better to be a good man or a good woman. Let's forget about our profession. The profession is nothing. It's nothing. If you are good, you are good.
Yes.
If you are responsible, you are responsible. Your profession doesn't mean. If you are not responsible, your profession cannot change you. That's what I want a man and a woman to know. Don't say, oh, because I'm a medical doctor, so my husband is a gardener. So that means that we don't fit each other. It's not like that. Who you are, that matter. Who you are, is that matter. Understand?
Right. Right. Thank you very much, Mr. Ade. Thank you very much. Once again, I want to thank Olori Abidoye for coming.
Thank you.
We really appreciate every time you come to this program. We always appreciate a lot, and we look forward to seeing
Olori,
you again.
Olori,
Sir.
I want you to add something to your profession. You have to be a counselor. You have to be a counselor, a married counselor. Honestly, you have the gift. You have the gift. Honestly,
Olori is a natural. She's natural. I'll be honest with you. Olori is natural. She has it all, man. That's why I always love to have her here because every time you come to this program, we just feel
it's going
your
to help.
presence here.
It's going to
Yes,
help a lot of people. It's
Yes.
going to help a lot of people in this country. Honestly,
yes.
Thank you
Thank you
please.
so
very much.
much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
Mr. Muniru.
Yeah,
Once again, thank you very much, sir. I really appreciate your time.
thank you.
Next time we make sure your mic is on before we come on so we can start all
Yeah,
together.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll fix it next week. All
Okay.
right. Thank you guys for coming to the show this morning and enjoy the rest of your day. Have a blessed day, guys. Thank
And
you.
Thank you.
you do the same. Thank you, sir.
Bye.